Aquaman Deep Dive sees Arthur Curry and the Atlantean delegation attend a UN meeting where Mary gives a speech about the conditional trade agreement the underwater empire is putting in place with the surface world. Arthur is soon signaled by a Justice League alert as the Museum of Unnatural History is under attack by Black Manta, who rampages through the fleeing civilians. Blowing his way into the museum, Manta battles the security guards, knowing being just a man gives him a disadvantage against a living myth like Aquaman, so measures need to be taken to even the playing field. As he takes out the guards with his helmet's laser blasts, he knows there are artifacts that can help him, specifically the tether of amphiphrite, treasure of the Myrmizons, and an indestructible weapon that will draw even the blood of a king. As he goes to take the god weapon, Aquaman arrives, smashing Black Manta in the face and telling him that Atlantis is under his protection no matter where it is. Black Manta fires one of his spears at the hero, saying that he disgusts him since he killed his father without a second's thought, but he cares more for this weapon. Arthur says that Manta's father was a pirate and hurt people, and for it, he got hurt himself. But if the villain is desperate for a fight, then he's happy to help. Black Manta tackles the hero through a display, which they use the weapons of to battle one another, but Aquaman catches the shield Black Manta throws at him. Manta kicks the shield into Arthur, causing the hero to fall to the floor. Arthur says that he's always been sorry for Manta's father's death, and Manta has never heard that, but he won't listen, and he will end up the same if he doesn't. Manta doesn't want an apology, he wants the hero's blood. Aquaman is thrown into a display as he tells Manta he shouldn't pick up the weapon, trying to warn the villain, but it is too late, as Manta grabs the snare, ready to kill Aquaman with it. Arthur tackles Manta down, demanding he listen to him since he didn't misidentify the snare or let it be found on purpose so he can monitor it, since it's dangerous and it is cursed. Black Manta doesn't believe him, saying that he's afraid of its power, whipping the spear at the hero and stabbing him in the shoulder with it. Aquaman says that he respects the power the snare has as it begins glowing, power charging back down the lasso and electrocuting Manta, who is rendered starving and almost blind. Aquaman says that he tried to warn him since the snare was a gift from the Myrmizons and from their god Pallas, and was to be used as a hunting line, enchanted to always return with food and life. But if someone like Manta was to use it for power instead of sustenance, it would take the sustenance of the user, like it did when the Myrmizons used it for power. Ripping the spear out of his shoulder, Aquaman says that the Manta should know better than anyone else that the sea gives and takes. The hero smashes Black Manta down, knocking him to the floor. Arthur asks Manta if this was all worth it since the people are safe and all he did was save Manta from himself. Black Manta says that he would rather starve than this feud be over, and he will eventually kill Aquaman. Arthur leaves him for the police to deal with, heading back to the Arctic Ocean where he returns the snare to the long-dead Myrmizon king, telling the corpse that he was wrong to move it from its place of rest and it's always been safe under the frozen ocean, which is a reminder of its power, promising the king that should anyone else find it, he will be close behind. Aquaman Deep Dives was a rather simple good versus evil, hero versus villain story from Steve Orlando that tapped into Arthur and Black Manta's long-standing feud for some drama. I enjoyed the ever so brief exploration of strange Atlantean artifacts and hints at what once was with the snare weapon and how it functions. But I really enjoyed the simplicity of the book. Orlando's action storytelling works really well with Daniel Sampere's colourful and fast-paced art, and I'd love to see this partnership continue through this book. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10.